What's up, fam? Welcome back to another episode of You Decide podcast, the podcast where you decide. I'm joined by my usual co-host, also Eza, and also Bo. And today we have the pleasure of welcoming a very, very special guest. This also has been doing some awesome work on the music scene. You probably know his face from Sweatshop, Duo when it used to be open, Jet,
Urban. Wow.
Yeah, but give it up for also Ross Nansen.
Welcome our brother to the set tonight. He's a session drummer by profession and a youth worker by trade. Started playing the drums at church. Rascal AOG. One of the three Nansen brothers, better known as the Levites. He's drummed for the likes of Pastor James, Sons of Zion, Fiji, Josh the Sophie, At Ease, Rapture, Ruckus, Sweden Irie, just to name a few, but he's been a real staple for Stan Walker in recent times. A platinum recording artist, if you know, you know. The one plaque on the wall in the garage that's hosted many music legends. He's Central Auckland hearty, but thinks he grew up in Queensland. Really grew up in the rough streets of Mount Albert. Said no one ever. A good friend of the boys. 685 to the world. Yeah. Welcome to the show, my one and only cuz, Ross Nansen.
What a bio!
Thank you.
Wow. I do what I do.
Was it all right though?
Wow, right? I was like, oh, found the man.
No,
I've really done that.
So thanks again for joining us, bro. And look, man, what have you been up to? I mean, you've been in and out of the country. You're looking a bit tan. What have you been up to, bro?
Thanks for having me, boys. Just the usual. Just work hard throughout the week. Put a bit of tan on over the weekend. Just part of the coaching staff for our under 15 Samoa champions. You know, pumped Cook Islands, pumped who else? Fiji, we pumped Tonga, and then we pumped the Māori. And then we pumped the medal being on our necks. And, walked out as champions. Been good. Been busy with work and that. Definitely busy with the music. I just got back from Fiji with At Ease. Did a stirred up concert there, and then I'm off to Samoa this week.
Man.
Yeah, do it all over again.
Stay busy, man.
Who you playing for in Samoa?
Mr. Cowboy.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
Will you do one more time?
How was your, so you said you were part of the coaching staff for your under 15s Samoa team. How was your role as the high performance hydration specialist
on the what? So I was the water technician, the hype man, just making sure that the boys' well-being was, was all good before they go out on the field. He's always got to be that person that goes around and make sure that every single player knows why they're playing, why they're putting on the jersey.
Leaning morale up.
Get their weight up.
It's 685 to the real, not 685.
Because that's not the only coaching you've done. You do some club coaching too, is that right?
Yeah, I do the same role as well. With Albert Lions.
Boo.
I randomly went to watch one of my students' games. Come down, we're having a jam. He's playing for Leopards. It's like, hard. Came down. So this guy's team pumped him like 25-0 or something.
Oh no, it's 48-0.
I left there half time.
Oh yeah.
Man, I was cracking up, man.
Yeah.
How'd you get into that?
So the head coaches, Jason and Christo. So I work with Christo, and my nephew plays for Albert Lions, Ezekiel. So that's how it all connected. And I was like, oh, can I come, start running with the boys? I just want to start training. And she's like, oh, we need a water boy. And I was like, oh, can you call us a figure? Like a water specialist or... So
technician,
started off. Water technician, WT. and that's how it all started. And I'm a big fan of rugby league, so just being part of it, just
Wait. What team do you actually support? Like, let's clear it right now. Put it on screen for everyone.
Oh, yeah, put it on screen. All right, NRL. Melbourne Storm. Melbourne Storm for life,
Wait,
man.
because like
a couple of
I went through a phase this year, but because But long story short, Chanel, Tavita Harris, came and spoke to our boys on Samoan Language Week.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm saying, yeah.
Just like the message that he spoke about, it was just like, man, you're the man, and for that, I'm gonna be a Warriors fan.
This year
for 3 months.
Yeah, for 3 months. Yeah, they lost. Yeah, then they lost. And wait.
Did you play much when you were younger?
Nah, I did play under 9s point chef.
Yeah,
but I was a winger. But man, I was that winger that ran in and came out the same. Like the uniform was clean. Yeah. Nah, I wasn't dirty at all. But I think my parents knew. This kid's made for music.
yeah. Well, tell us about that, because your music or your musical journey starts quite early in life, before you even start playing. Because I remember hearing that you're already seeing your old man at a really young age, and watching him at his rehearsals and things like that. So at what point? I mean, because you started playing the drums around what, maybe 10, 11?
Like 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
So my dad was the bass player for our local, Grey Lynn AG, and majority of how they have off-white bishes throughout the week. So my dad would be there Tuesdays, Saturday mornings, and me and my brothers were like randomly just jump in with him just to go. Like we won't go to hang out with our friends, but we'll go because of the music. And every time the drummer will have a break, or the band will have a break, I'll quickly jump on and then just like at a real young age, our my dad introduced us to Ron Canoli, the old school gospel, and then I think it just, for me, it was different. Like I loved how different it was to other music that other people are listening to. So I was never a fan of like Tupac and all that. Like I like their songs, but
you grew up.
I grew up gospel music, and
Did Dad kind of drill that into you and your brothers? Because when I look at you guys, like it's one thing to have a really talented musician in the family, but another entirely to have three of you, and then to go on and to do it professionally. Like, was it something that Dad was like, as soon as you guys picked it up, were you guys practicing all the time, or did Dad kind of let it just happen organically?
It was kind of like both. My dad made us sing first, so we had a family group, singing group. Yeah. Like every Sunday night, it's like if your family wants to sing, you got to write a name and you have to do the kaulangas and you just give them the note. And then Fafi will read it out. So we started off singing, and then I think my dad was just like, Ross is the best singer. We can't just have one singer. So. Then my older brother was always playing keys. Junior was playing guitar, but he'll play bass notes on the guitar. Then it was just like, what am I gonna do? Just play drums. So we kind of just worked on our own craft individually, and then just magically gelled together, and then we became the Levites.
And so at what point did that happen? Like, who was it? Was it the Jakes come to you guys and said, like, let's make a band, we're all talented? Or did it happen because you guys had a function or something? Like, how did the Levites...
just all started from local, from church. It was just always the band. And then I remember 2006, we went to fundraise for band equipment. So, but at that time we knew like artists, like we knew the 80s boys, we knew Vince Harder, like Dole from Specifics, and then we wanted to have like a Levites night, like just for fundraise, so that we can buy band equipment. But then after that night, it was a successful night. Like, and then we had people come, can we get you guys to play at our wedding? Can we get you guys to play at our birthdays? But because we were just band members, we didn't have singers, so we were like, okay, how are we gonna do this? So how we did it on that night, we had the artists come, but we'll play for the artists. So we're like, why don't we just be a session band that plays for artists? When the artists come, we can be the So then, that's how it all started for us. In 2007, then from then on, just it went off for me and my brothers.
Nice. Oh, what a start, eh? What were the jams back then? Like, what were your guys go to in church, and what were you guys jamming like?
Oh man, it was always the Israel Horton jams, Lord, you're good, friend of God, rejoice, and every time they came on, it was everyone's birthday. Eh? It was like everyone wanted to chop, everyone wanted to do these licks, but it was.
Can you explain to these guys, to these non-musos, when we say happy birthday?
Oh, happy birthday! It's just like, when you're doing the intro, it's like 1, 2, 3, and you just start sailing for no reason.
It's like going handies on
you
your
just
instrument.
go handy.
Yeah.
It's like you don't do that in rehearsals, but when the show happens, you're like, hey, you never played that. It's like because everyone's watching you. It's like, I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
And so, we were kind of discussing this off air before. You said like you started off like you were fundraising for band equipment. Obviously, you guys have your roots in church.
Yeah.
What was it like? And was there much of maybe was it hard for you guys to be at church but then out gigging everywhere else? And how did that sit with? Because I know it's a controversial point for a lot of, especially like our churchgoers, eh?
Yeah.
Like they see our musos, because a lot of our musos actually have their roots in the church, eh?
Yeah.
And so, was that ever an issue for you? Did you guys ever come up against that?
I think individually we did. For me, it was more like, because I grew up watching my favorite musicians play, like for like secular artists.
Yeah.
But then again, I see them also playing at church, and but the way they say it's a job. So it's like it's their money maker. So it's just like, if it's a job, then it's a job. For me, but people at church always had that. You can't. Play that music and then come here. And so I think over the years I just started like seeing it as a, if God gave me this gift, and then it's for me to use. And then maybe that's my way of sharing God's gift is through my playing, and so that when people see me, they can see God, and that's how I deliver my message. And it's something I had to learn at a real young age. So because I started doing the shows and gigs like at the age of 16. So
they still weren't even legal. That's quite
it wasn't even legal, man. So I had to learn. Like New Zealand, we're such a small country, and but I had to learn real young, to be trying like I went through heaps, but like I had to learn how to be a mature musician, and and still trying to maintain my faith and all that growing up. But
that's good. Because I think at a young age, like 16, you're still trying to figure out who you are as a person. And what you're being, I guess, like, because you're still living quite a sheltered life at that point, you know. And you can speak freely about this now. It's like the things that come with being in the scene, in the music scene. And so, what was that like for you as a 16-year-old? Right. You've just been exposed to the life of being a muso, the industry, and everything that comes with it. What was that like for you, and how did you navigate your way through that?
Oh man, because I was so young, I actually didn't really care. I'm just growing. I just love playing. Like if I see it, it's just like it's all good. I'm on in like 3 hours. So. But then I think the older I got, I started getting exposed to like the real dark side of the industry. But other than that, man, it's just like you gotta know your roots. Like growing up, it's just like I chose this path, so I had to like prepare, like spiritually, like throughout my whole career. Like I was exposed to it, like the dark side of the industry, like just the whole drugs and alcohol and everything under the sun, like, you know, like everything that happens behind the backstage, and it was pretty dark, bro. Like, you know, it took me like a real shock, like in my career, like, you know, like the whole, like, got me like suicidal thinking and just stuff like that, like, you know. But I'm glad, like, you know, like God kept me here.
Yeah.
So my prayer was always like, every time I plays that, these only play for an audience of one, and just God just protect me and just get me through the show.
Did it help having your brothers there too?
Oh man, big time, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't say this much, but like, every time that I get to travel and play with my brothers, it's like it's the biggest blessing for me. It's like I don't show it to them, but man, like my heart is full.
Yeah.
It's like just like, man, I get to do it with my brothers. Like this is something that we've always dreamed about, like at a young age, and we always watch, like, you know, gospel musicians, and we're like, bro, that dude's bad, that dude's bad. But like to be able to say that back then and doing it with the crew that you started with, it's just another level. I can't really explain it. Like everyone's like, man, that's so cool, you get to do it with your brothers, and in my head I'm like, yeah, it is cool. But then I'm always that kid like, nah, it's not cool, they're mud musicians.
Nah, because you were saying off here you're the most talented.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Are you the youngest?
The youngest, yeah.
So is Jacob? He's on the keys, eh?
Yeah, Jacob
So
on keys.
Is he the MD? Is he the boss?
He's the boss man. He's like the magician, like, you know, also his creativity is like just it's mind blowing. Yeah. He's that guy that, because me and my brothers, we have such a good connection on stage. My brother will, like, probably like 10 minutes before we go on, we'll look at him, and if he's like this, I say, damn it, he's gonna arrange something just before we go on. And he was like, oh. Yeah, so his mind's always like musical, busy, like before we go on stage. So that's why he's the musical director, and he's just always calm.
Is there a show that stands out where you like, man, that was like, you look over, you see your brother on the keys, and then
I think every show was in. For me,
show.
every show is a standout show, because it's like after the show, like in my head, I was like, man, I'm grateful. Still, you know.
So sorry, you guys kickstart your band. You're around 16 years old.
Yeah.
You know, playing at birthdays and weddings and stuff. What was the first gig that came about that you were like, shucks, we're here, we made it, we're on the grandest stage, like, you know, like an artist that you know, your first artist, your major artist that came along, and what's it like also preparing to do a gig like that on someone big? Because like we've had sports guests on before, and they tell us about their pre-game rituals, and you know what it's like for them to prepare for a big game, and what's it like for you, like knowing that you're like three hours before kickoff, as in the drumming world, and
you still don't know the set.
Oh man,
what's it like for you, your pre-game ritual or your pre-drum ritual?
For me,
ritual,
it's different. Like if I haven't played for like a week, like I have to stretch, like I do like 2 hours before the gig, like I just like hard out banging on a pillow, because you know when you're using your stick, get your mind out of the gutter, bro. So because the stick, if you hit the pillow, it doesn't bounce back. So I use it like I think it was Tony Royster I saw doing it. Like he was just like going hard out single rolls, but I have to do that every time before the gig, and then it's always prayer, and I just listen to random music.
I remember I think we caught up one time, and you had a show the next day, and you were quite strict on I think we were having some drinks, and you were quite strict on I got a show tomorrow. I actually like you said you hate being, or not being intoxicated, but you hate drinking and while you're preparing for a show. Is it still like that for you?
Yeah. It's still the show. It's still, because like, you know, it's a different. It's like, it's, you know, when you're drinking, it's like
different.
Yeah, you just don't want to stop. Yeah, man. I don't know. I just don't want anything to distract me leading up to the performance. I have to be zoned in on.
Hardest genre to play?
Yeah, that's right.
Hardest genre to play for me would be jazz,
Yeah.
Jazz is like such a unique genre. It's like something that I like to play, but I don't want to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I remember we did a Christmas show, a Christmas production out North Shore. And on the set list there was a jazz number, but lucky my boy Elijah White, shout out to my also, he's a phenomenal jazz drummer. He was on the Prick, so one of the songs I looked at chicks like, hey, can Jara play? I mean, can Elijah play the song? Yeah. Then when Elijah jumped on, man, he just took just his playing just took the whole music to another level, and I was just like, that's why jazz is not my favorite.
And do you ever I know music is like let's be honest, they have some egos, and like some people are like, nah, I'm the guy.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel like that with some of the younger drummers that are coming through?
Oh man, that was me like ages ago.
Yeah.
Like, you know, once you get your first spotlight, but I think because we had to learn on our own. Like we didn't have the guidance of other musicians that spoke to us as we started. So, but me on my own, I was like, yeah, I'm that guy. Yeah. My first gig with Ventana, I was like, yeah, Ventana, the Drominera guy. Yeah, well, that's me. That's me. Yeah, Drominera. But yeah, I at a young age I had an ego. I was that guy. But man, I think maybe a few years later I got humbled real hard, real good. Yeah. Just through my brothers, through my family, when you have that chat with them, and they're just like, oh, hey, don't forget God gave it and God can take it away, and those little quotes, and you're like, ooh. And then you start to listen to your favorite musicians talk on their interviews, man, and just how humble they are. Then you're just like, you know what, yeah. And then just the impact that I have on other musicians that come up when you hear them, oh, yo, we looked up to you and your brothers, stuff like that, man, humbled me hard. And I was like, okay, I don't want to be that dick that goes around, I'm the man, and then, then that'll brush off on other younger musicians, and then
and they carry that.
Then they'll carry that, and
much like,
that's why I. No, but if I think what Ross is talking about there though is because the music is really less about you as an individual, and more about the feeling and the emotion you can create. That's what I took away from when I listen to these musos, I'm thinking, man, especially the Levites, right? The ability to set a foundation for an artist, whoever it might be, and to capture the emotion in that song or in that set is in that it's not about an individual, right? I've been watching Jakes for years, but it's not what you're saying. It's not about Jakes, It's about you guys cohesive, as a collective, and what you're able to produce together. It's sicky, man. So yeah, carrying on. Sorry, I know it's about you, but I was talking about. I know we're interviewing you right now. Sorry, when you told me we got the Nansen brother, I thought it was Jakes that was good.
Oh, true.
Nah, that's my guy.
That's my curse, man. That's my curse right here. You know what amazed me about your guys' work with Stan Walker? This is a few years ago, when I was fangirling a little bit, but I heard is it legit that you guys have everything set for you by technicians,
Yeah.
This is the level they were operating at, 90% of New Zealanders still go set up their own keyboard, set up their own guitar, and to operate at that level took us through what it's been working with Stan. And
oh man!
So let's separate Stan as a person and your relationship with him, but Stan the artist and the reach that he has, and what that journey's been like for you.
Man, Stan's actually the man, just on and off stage. That's why I like working with him. Phenomenal artist. When he won Idol, then he came to New Zealand, did his first tour, and we were his first band.
True.
And then yeah,
Man, that's ages ago.
yeah. So I think it's like I've been working for Stan, I think 13, 14 years now.
Shucks.
Yeah, but he hasn't changed from that first time we've met him, and I think that speaks like a lot. Why we work with him. Yeah, his character never changes. His fame never changed him.
Yeah.
Like money never changed him. But yeah, working with Stan, man, it was just like, wow, I get to work with Stan. And it was funny, our first ever tour, New Zealand, our first show in Wellington. Like as a muso, he's always set up his own drums, and I got there and I was like, oh, the drums are already set up. And they're like, oh yeah, that's what we do as a production crew. Like, oh yeah, cool. And like, oh, what? You guys got cymbals? And they're like, yeah, it was all on the rider. Like, a rider? What's a rider? Yeah, it was all on your tech rider. Like, you know, drums, snare, skins, and cymbals are all provided. The only thing you need to do is bring your own sticks. And I was going, oh, but but the van's full of my gears. Nah, but I was in Wellington, but I was like, oh, yo, like exciting.
Yeah.
Then after the show, I started like packing down and then Goff, man, works for the owner for production crew, comes up and he goes, oh, what are you doing? I go, oh, packing down the jumps. And he was just like, no, that's what we get paid for. That's what we get paid. We get paid to pack down and set up for you. And you guys are the show, like. And I was just like, what? but like, I think I was only like 22 at that time. Man, and just like the excitement that I had, I was like, I cracked it. I'm here. I'm the man. And then, you know, the next day just walk in. Hey, thanks, man. Just snap. Yep, sweet. But like, yeah, just seeing, like, like again, like I said, like about being humble. Like I was real humbled, and I was like, man, thanks God. And then that's why my hashtags are always AO1, audience of one. Because it's like, I dreamed about this moment. Like, and then, you know, just for God to be like, there it is. But yeah, man, it's crazy, And when some of the music that are up and coming now, when they talk about it, and I was like, bro, you're gonna get there too. It's just like, you just gotta stay in your own lane. And you just gotta just like work on your craft. But I always say, like, character, like, you know, character is the most important thing for me, meeting people, because like I say this to a few people, like, if you could be like the best drummer or the best bass player, keyboard, guitarist, and your character can be like, if your character doesn't match your gift, it's like the artist will rather use someone who's not as half as good as you, but it's because the reason why, because their character. So just, if I ever like talk to you like music, I said, bro, don't ever change your character. Just be who you are and just be humble about it, and just crack jokes, man. Like, you gotta break the ice. Break the ice with every artist that I work with. I always try and break the ice.
I think you broke the ice.
I'm trying to be mature around here. You know what?
That's a bar.
You know what? This guy really pisses me off every time.
That is a bar.
Sorry. Who's so you've played for the likes of Stan. Paul's mentioned in your bio earlier that you've played for the likes of Sammy J, Josh Stoffy. Who has been your favorite gig so far, and where? Like, obviously you've played in the motherland. You've played One Love.
And not favourite because, like, you like that person.
You played in America too.
Vibe, man.
Where was the vibe the most, like, oh, man, this is me?
Played at Sweatshop for all those drunk listeners out there.
Well, what's Sweatshop?
A Sweatshop. Yeah, what is Sweatshop? Man. It's the greatest bar on a Friday night if you ever want to hear live music. Man, it's a tough one, eh? I think... Ooh, that is tough.
Take your time.
Yeah. I think it'll have to be, for me, just recently in Seattle. of Stan.
Mm.
Yeah, the vibes was just like amazing. It's just like watching, like, you know, crossing like the borderline all the way to the other side of the world. Like and you've been playing off Stan for like all these years, and then just hearing a totally different crowd sing his songs that he wrote.
Yeah.
And then just the vibes, like with the production crew, like, was amazing. The people that hosted us was amazing. And then just the venue itself was like amazing. The people were amazing, and I felt like, I told Stan after, I think this was my favorite Stan show. And he was like, "Oh, yo, we were all on." Like, and I was like, "Man, we were all on." Yeah, the atmosphere was mean, and just knowing that you're playing
in another country,
in a different country.
When does it become like the back of your hand, where you just know things, or is it still like for you where you're like, you still have to think about the next transition, the next counting, or are you at a point now where you're just like, you know, the set for Stan? I mean,
yeah. I'm at that point where like, sorry, where like we've noted everything down, like with the back of our head. It's just like, so like if Stan was to like chop and change the set list throughout just before the gig, like, well, it's like easy.
You can adjust.
Yeah, we can adjust. And then
is he quite like is he one of those artists where like he knows exactly what he wants in a set, and he knows exactly how he wants you to play it?
Yeah. He's like, as long as he just always tells everyone, just go out there and have fun.
Yeah.
He doesn't like how some of his songs are played to the way it's sounded on the track, because he likes it. He wants to make it live, and he gives me like the freedom, like just to play but not overplay.
Yeah, what is overplay? What's your I know Chris talks about this all the time, like musos who can paint or decorate a song and not overdo it. Like, and I know it'll be big for you too. Like drummers, drummers are quite important in a band, and you're very noticeable in a band. When have you gone too far and you've kind of just overdone something?
When I've gone too far is when the band doesn't know where they're at. It's because I've taken them to a full on different part of the song that was never there. So I've created my own little solo in a song that wasn't supposed to be in there. Yeah. And then the band will be like, hey, because like 1, 2, 3, 4, but I'll land on a 3. And I was like, what? It's like, crap.
Oh, that's kind of
That's brilliant.
And so like with that, I mean, just rounding up this chat about your life as a muso, one of the highlights must have been jamming with Stan and opening for Beyonce, Was that like a
I mean, like,
not the Beyonce part, but I mean to have that
that crowd.
the
That
crowd
was a
like,
vibe.
that was a
for
vibe.
here in New Zealand,
Yeah.
like that must have been another highlight for you as well.
Yeah, it was the biggest highlight for the Beyonce one was meeting her band.
Because their band is on.
Yeah, like I I'm not being selling, but I'm not a Beyonce fan. I like her songs, but
Neither.
Stan's like number one Beyonce fan. We have like our arguments about her. I was like, she's auto-tuned, bro. And then he'll say something that that'll offend me because that has nothing to do with Beyonce. Like, what? But yeah, I think for me, my highlight will always be meeting the musos. Yeah.
Was there
No.
Yeah, because I mean, like, how long ago was that now? It was a few years ago, Which was on that world tour, right?
That was 11 years, like, that was
the Miss Carter
Yeah.
tour or something like that.
Was there her whole setup, It's like a full on, how big's that band? Do you remember?
Man, yeah, she
That
had
was
like
huge, wasn't it?
horns, everything.
Yeah. Whole, Oh, man.
I think she went like from one side to the other side of Spark,
Yeah, Spark.
I mean, for her to have that B stage was... Stink.
Stink, you use auto-tune.
Stink. Stink. Yeah, I love you so much.
Did you get to meet her or
Nah.
was it just then?
Just then. Yeah, I'm not really fussed like about the artist, but the music is for me is the
Like, oh, bro.
yeah. Like
That's
I
what
fangirl. Yeah.
That's what most musos like fangirl about their way.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like the band. It's
I
always
mean, I went to Charlie Puth on the weekend just
Yeah.
to see the drummer.
yeah.
Yeah, CJ Thompson, and yeah, like I was recording all his like parts. But then when I rewatched my videos, I'm just like, I was like, hey, didn't know my voice was that high. So
Give us a little rendition of.
like, yeah, and I was just like, what?
See you
Is
again.
that- I remember, like, because we've been to a few gigs that you've played at Sweatshop, and you know, as friends, we're obviously proud to see you up there. Same again at One Love, but you never invite us backstage like you said you would. but one of my best memories that I have happened last year, and one of the biggest up and coming artists of last year, Josh Stoffy, that concert.
Right,
Well, you talk to us about what that was like. Obviously, like the hype was around this guy. You know, he was coming out, he was dropping all these jams, and then you got, obviously handpicked to drum at his concert. And
Yeah.
what was it like seeing me?
Man, honestly, yeah. So when Josh came, like I've heard his songs, but so one of the usos in the music industry, Doulos, he reached out and asked. He all he said was like, he goes, "Oos, Star, are you free on these dates?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, sweet, let me get back to you." And then one of my other close friends, Jara, on the keys, and he was like, "Bro, did you get the?" Like, yeah. I didn't even know who's the for. And then he was like, "Oh, see, lock it in. It's for Josh the Toffee." And I was saying, "Hey," and he's like, "Just the one that." Like, and my brother's a big fan. And then I go to Gina, I go, "So have you heard of Josh the Toffee?" And he goes, "So I play him to you every time, Ken." And he was like, "What's that?" I go, "Oh, yeah, I'm playing drums for him." But like for me, it was just like, because I wasn't like a fan. Yeah. Then he sent us her set list the week before, and then Thursday night, first time meeting him, first ever rehearsal, and then Friday night show. Yeah.
But I mean, like he's quite well known now, but like he's been around for a minute.
Yeah.
Like he has been around for quite a while, eh?
Mm.
But this was before he was like covering the classics.
Yeah.
But I remember like one of those old songs, like old tone reggae song. If you listen, it sounds fresh as. But like now you see him like
He's
how he's
all-
developed, and he's kind of hit his niche. Like he knows exactly what.
his lane, yeah.
No.
So what's that like? As obviously you like you said that you were picked, or your friend gave you a call to drum for Josh the Toffee. What's that like? Obviously, you and your brothers are a band, and you get picked to go do something by yourself. Is there a sort of like a, oh, actually we're a whole group, we're a band, or is everyone okay with going off and doing their own sort of things?
I think, yeah, because me and my brother, we've been doing our own individual stuff, like even when we started the Levites. So, but yeah, to get handpicked, I mean, for Doulos to be like reaching out and just being like, boom, and then telling me who the artist was, I was just like, I was a bit speechless because I was just like, man, it's cool that someone can just give you a message that and just be like, oh yeah. And like with a lot of drummers that we have in our community here, we got the call up. So it's just like, oh cool, someone trust me to play drums for this artist that I've never met. And then only got given like a 7-day turnaround to listen to like
The songs and
all her songs, arrangements, or like how the songs. So, and then when Josh came, and then it was just like we were jamming for like 8-7 years. Yeah, because it was a real buzz for me. Because played for met him on Thursday. Then he did our show Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Wellington. The following week went to Brisbane, Melbourne and Sydney.
Shucks.
Yeah, and I was just like,
Was that his first time down under? Was that
yeah, it was first time.
Damn, I'm gutted I missed that one. It was
I
like the
was
back
there.
end. Yeah, I know you were. I'm pretty sure I
It was
caught
the end
you.
of the year. Eh?
It
Yeah.
was the end of the.
When I got off stage, the first guy I saw, and security. You're a fan out of here.
That's probably a good time. I can see Mato slip signaling for our hard and fast this or that.
Sweet. So, got a few this or that questions. Just hard and fast trivia.
Is that for everyone or just for us?
Just for us.
Alrighty.
What?
Okay, so first one. Facebook or Instagram?
Instagram.
Oh, that was fast.
Creep. Why?
Sweet or savory?
Savory.
Drinking out or garage drinks?
Garage drinks.
Apple Music or Spotify?
Spotify.
Nice and quick. Reggae or country?
Country.
You have something against reggae. You really like that.
Travis Barker or Chad Smith?
Travis Barker.
Eesh. Storm or Warriors?
100% Storm.
And last one, Stan Walker or Sons of Zion?
Ooh, Stan Walker.
Eesh. There you have it. That's this or that.
This and that. Rap about this, cause I'm about that.
It was just diverting a little bit away from music just for a second. Sorry, do you want to finish your cup? Just a little bit about, because as Bob mentioned in your bio, you've done some youth work and working with young people.
Yeah.
Obviously, we already talked about your work in coaching and working with young men. How did you kind of find your way into youth work, and what's that journey kind of been like for you?
Yeah. Like I said, cousin Christo, and we got mutual friends, so we went out for one of the boys' birthdays, just had dinner, and then she just asked me, she was like, "Oh, do you want a job?" I was like, "Oh, I already got one." She goes, "No, do you want to like work with youth? I reckon you'll be good at it." And I was like, "Oh, I never wanted to." And I was like, "Oh, I'll give it a crack though." So I sent my CV through, and then
But
got
they're
a
like, whoa.
yeah. And she was like, "Nah," but she sent it back, and she was like, "Nah, can you add more like about yourself? Because all your CV is just like all your shows you've done." I was like, "Oh yeah." Then did my CV, then got an interview for Reconnect Family Services. Then I started last year March.
Yep.
But yeah, so I start off on the supportive L team. I love it, like I don't think I ever like changed my job. I just love working with the kids that we have, because you see what's happening on, like, with the Ram Raiders, and and you get to hear how and why they're doing it, and then just knowing that you can be the impact that they need for them to wake up, and then give them that strength, like, and say, hey, for them to be like, "Oh, do you have a future?" Like, you can be that voice that they need, because the kids that they're going through a lot. They just need to be heard. And if I can be that person that they need to speak to, then it's a win for me, and not only for me but for the team as well. It's not like a one-man team, like, with this organization that we're in, but just working with kids, I love it.
What's the most rewarding part of your job? At Reconnect.
Most rewarding part is them coming on. Seeing that they are getting the feedback from their parents over the week, because you work with them from Monday to Friday, then you got that weekend break. Then when you go back on Monday, and then you just hear the parent, the caregiver just be like, "Oh, no, my boy was so good over the weekend. He didn't go out, he didn't reoffend," or then for that, it's just like, okay, that's a massive improvement, and it's a win for me.
Nice. Yeah.
It must come with like its own challenges too, though.
Yeah,
like,
it does.
You must have a lot of patience too to work with.
It's always the first day when they come on there, because you you have to break that ice.
Yeah.
It's like some of them didn't like talking, some of them they just staunch. But you have to, you know, and you look at your time, you're like, damn it, I got till 3 o'clock. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, you know, the first 2 days are like okay, but man, on the third day, man, it's just like, oh man, can you be like how you first started? Just don't talk at all. Yeah. But yeah, it's always a rewarding job, eh?
That is it.
Yeah, when you know that you can make a difference in their lives.
Yeah.
Do these kids know who you are?
Nah,
Do these kids come here?
but they don't even care. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know, after I played with Victor Joseph for the PI awards.
Oh yeah.
Nice game. Like, you know, my kid came in, I go, my guy, this was my 651 or 685 guy that we were listening to. He goes, yeah, the 685 speaker. I go, my guy. So then I played him the live version, and he was watching, and I was just like, do you see anything? And he was just like, oh bro, that big guy's mean live. Like, do you see like the band? And he goes, oh no. I was playing drums, can. They go, oh, do you play drums for me? Yeah. And then just, oh yo, that's gangs.
Gang.
I wasted 3 minutes and 45 seconds.
Was it like, don't ever tell me that story again?
Yeah, bro, hard up. But like, I have like my moments, like, you know, when I'm proud of the work that I've done, so then I show them, and then they just pay no attention to it. I was just like, I just need you to be proud of me.
Hey, it's nothing like kids say to bring you down to
Hard
earth.
up,
They
man.
humble you.
They
ASAP.
humble you hard.
That must have been a vibe though, Jamie, for the Pacific Awards.
Yeah. It's always a vibe, because you know, it's just only Pacific people that's worked hard on their craft, and then, you know, watching them accept the awards, and then, you know, it's just like, yo, see, you guys earned it. But it's just too long, eh? The awards are too long.
So, well, like, just going back to, what do you guys call them? Your clients, like the young people that you work with.
Yeah, we call them young people.
Yeah. So the young people that you guys work with, what would you say to them if like they said to you like, oh, like Ross, I want to be a muso, like I want to pursue that as a career, right? With the experiences that you've had, and with your understanding of the industry here in New Zealand, what would be something like some practical advice you could give to a kid?
I'll just say, no, you can't.
I'm still here.
Yeah, sorry, you got too many criminal records, my boy. It's just, it's over for you. Nah, I mean, it's always tough because you want to say the right thing.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just make BS up like on the spot. Like, you're gonna have to really think about it. So I just say, mate, you can do it. Let's do it then. You do something about it. And if you need help, then I can help you out, but only where I can. Yeah.
Like, some people will promise, especially if you're working with a young person, and you promise them the world.
Hard up.
You can't even, like, you know, you're like, bro, I'm gonna get you like your next. But
like, you know what? I'm gonna get you your next record deal, and then you go and record them, and then you're like, damn it, they didn't sound good. We've had a few that come in, but you know, it's what they love to do, eh? It's what they love to do, and I'm just
like, that's a great hobby.
I can only just try and tell them what they need to, like, start, kickstart, but I can't. I wouldn't have the right. You gotta have the right words to say. You can't just, like you said, can't just give them the world and then you're gonna give them the world and then you gave them a cell number.
Well, that's like but like that's the reality though. Like for a lot of our kids, like especially in the work you guys do, and in working with young people ourselves too. Like, we recognize a lot of these kids are dealing with some really heavy things. Some real trauma. Coming from homes, you know, dysfunctional homes, broken homes. You know, the list goes on. I think, like, what I would like to hear from you is, like, how have you dealt with coming up with adversity? Because I find that a lot of young people really struggle with, like, being resilient, you know, And yeah, there's heaps of things that are stacked against him. That is true. But what are some things that you've done to kind of overcome and move forward in your life?
Yeah.
In any, you know, whether it was in the, you know, being exposed at a young age to the dark side of the industry, or anything else later on in your life. What is something that's, like you said, that you've held on to, you know, stick to your roots and your foundations, eh? What other things and who else has been there to support you?
Yeah, man. Definitely my mum. Yeah, she's always been like a prayer warrior in our family. And just having, like, reaching out, like, you know, when times get tough, like, I always have people to turn to, and, like, you know, someone that can give you that boost that you need, like, every time you're feeling, you know, you're not 100%. And I've always kept myself busy. Music has really, like, saved, like, a lot of my decisions, like, you know, just listening to gospel music, worship music, and just, I don't really know, like, how, but it's really done the job for me.
There's something in there, eh?
Yeah, there's definitely something in, like, those messages and the worship songs that guide me back to, like, the road that I'm supposed to be on.
So I'm sure, like, the busyness of also at the same time, like, the business of music, of being a musician, has also caused you to, you know, if I think about, like, in any line of work, you know, like,
The battles,
when you're busy, right? Like, you put a lot of things on hold, like, you know, and for men, a lot of the time it's like we put our mental health on hold. And so it's cool to hear, like, in your experience, the importance of a relationship, beyond, like, just the people here. You know, beyond what you can see and what you can touch and hold, and I think that's a really valuable lesson for all of us here at YDP. This space was created for a lot of that. You know, it was created for our boys to be able to reach out, like you're saying, when we're not feeling 100. And I think that's an encouragement, and we might hear it over and over and over again. But hey, if it saves at least one person, you know, it's doing something right, eh?
I mean, it's always good to talk in. Even the loudest person in the room could be that person that's going through the struggles, and, you know, and then that's the best time. And I think that's why we do this thing called, like, cover sessions on Thursday nights. Like, even though we just say, let's go drink cover, but really it's just like a chicken sort of, especially with us. That's how we did it, like, for work. You started with work. The way I saw it's just like, because we were so busy throughout the week with our rangatahis, it's like we forget that we need to come first as well. And it's good because we were so busy that when we have the session on Thursday, we can just chill and just laugh. But also at the same time, we're making sure that our brothers are all good.
Because what you guys are doing, like, essentially, is you guys I don't know if you realize this, but in working with a lot of these young people who are dealing with these really heavy issues, that you take that on, you know, and imagine if you're being exposed to that daily, all the time, that actually starts to eat away at you as well as a person. And so having a space for you guys to kind of unleash and to unwind is important.
And that's one of the things I was taught. Like, obviously I've started the role recently, but one of the things I was taught early on in induction was to, when you come in, everything that happens in here, leave it here. Don't take it home with you. And I thought, that's all good. And I found myself on my second, third week doing exactly that, taking it home, and it was, you know, eating me up inside. And that's kind of one of the, I guess, the pleasures of our cover nights on a Thursday. We get to all go there, and we just leave it all there. You know, we unwind.
Unwind.
I wish we could leave it there with you guys, so we don't get a text.
But we don't get that text. I want to get a
and I think you won't get that text.
Do you know what, Chris? I got you. No more shells. No shells.
But you know what, like, because honestly, and I heard this the other day, it's like, you know what men always try to do when there's a problem? fix it
Yeah.
at the
That's it.
expense of anything. Like
Yeah.
we always, that's one thing that we do, and we often don't think about how it's hurting ourselves.
Yeah.
So it's always being mindful of that. And then, like you're saying, having a space where you can share, having a
Yeah.
space where you can like release yourself of it, so you're not taking it home with you.
Yeah, then you also said like music is therapy for
Yeah.
you too,
Healing,
and healing, and I think everyone can relate. And we did an ep on on the importance of music, just in
But it has to be the right music,
yeah, it can't be
Can't
No,
be feeling like you're
middle-
gonna
my neck.
do that. And then you listen to
you talked about worship. Are you Israel Houghton or New Breed, or are you Kirk Franklin?
Man, both,
Yeah,
both. But I'm more of like Maverick City. Maverick City now. Yeah. I've never been like a I liked Hillsong when it was it Charlene Chick?
Yeah.
Darling
Chick,
Yeah, Darling Chick.
Darling too was a chick.
Yeah. Charlene too was a chick.
just shake razor blades.
I was never like a big Hillsong fan. It's just but more I was just more like Israel. Because I just like the arrangements that they have of the gospel.
crazy,
Just like,
So like some classics here.
and then, when you're like in that moment when you're like low, then you just hear it and you just hear like random stabs here and there, and you're just like, and you're just happy all of a sudden.
That's
And just put the rope back down. And
Take it
no,
off.
oops. Okay, see.
But is that do you listen to the music first or the lyrics when you first hear a song?
Ooh, I'm more of the melody,
The melody? Oh, yeah.
The melody gets me, like the choruses, like
Like the
the
hook.
hook. Sorry, the hook. Like the music and the lyric could be, but if the hook is on, and then the whole song's my favorite, then I listen to the music and then the lyrics.
Oh, interesting.
Because I don't want to listen to the lyrics first and then it's not the right song. You'd be like, oh, damn it.
Yeah.
It's my favorite, like the hook is mean, but the lyrics sending a different message.
Yeah.
That's means like in the whole like this whole discussion that we've had, like your ability to see something that you love in music as an avenue to find healing, as an avenue for you to find peace. I think that's an important lesson for us to take away too. It's like that there is in what you do, like that there's a way. Like we do these things not out of like we say we love it, but it's actually because it can be a lot of things for us.
Yeah.
And for you, it's been a lot of things. It's allowed you to make a living. It's allowed you to, tour and play to thousands and millions of people. But more importantly, with your brothers who you grew up watching. It allows you to take your name. I'm sure that makes your parents proud, to take it and make it and to put it on that spotlight. And I think it's also allowed you to influence and help the next generation coming through. So we're as YDP, we're truly grateful that you've been here and open to sharing that. What we always say is that your story is your story, and we have no right to that. But your willingness to share that with us and with our listeners, YDP, the basis and the whole idea around this is like we just provide insight and perspective into different people's lives. And our hope is that our listeners can reach in and grab those gems. And you've dropped a few gems tonight. A few duds as well.
It's the perspective. Like not many, everyone like, especially in the New Zealand music scene. And I feel like Levites haven't been given the respect that they deserve.
Well, it's not. There's not many people who do what you guys have been able to do. At the level that
at that level,
and provided this a lot because the community is small. You probably know all the musicians from.
It's like, man, like our community is, it's small, but you know, everyone in that community, they have the ability to do what we're doing.
Yeah.
They're just so like boxed in their comfort zone that they're too scared to come out, because they feel like if they come out, then they've like they've shamed their family, or they've like like, you know, their parents or something, then haven't agreed. And it's majority was all the like the locals and all that. Like too like traditional, and you know, they're like, oh, if you play here, you can't come back to church. And it's just that religion stuff like that, but the music here is like, we can do what America does. Like we just need to do it. And we have the gift and like the talent to do it. They just
nice.
And I feel like the Pacific, or the young Pacific musos, like that's a movement, eh? And I like, if you look across the scene, like there's session bands now that could play some quality live music, and then you have like not second string, third string, but you have backups for backups now for any of the instruments, eh? And like, it's a testament to the talent that's in our communities, and a lot of our Pacific. We grew up in churches, and we've been able to adapt, but we bring our own flair, our own flavor, and we've been able to run with that. And Levites was early, eh? Levites was early in the movement, and now that you're kind of like the older brother, especially with you and your brothers.
Because you're what, 39 now?
You're the godfathers of and looking down. Man, why you gotta call him out like that?
He's such a good sir.
You know what? I'm gonna, like, when you guys say, is there anything you want to check out? I say the whole thing. 35
years young, man.
Yeah, so they're quite old, like the young musos that are coming out straight from high school into the to the scene. So
the elder statesmen now. But you know, as always, also thank you for
hold on, sorry, bro.
your contribution. No. Sorry, I wasn't
rapping. I was like,
sorry. Thank you to your contribution to the music.
To the music, yeah.
Like, you know, as a muso myself, watching you guys as a young person, you know, it's been like, I always say this, not just about, you know, we say about rugby players a lot of the time, about like politicians as of late, lawyers and doctors, but closer to my heart is musos. I love seeing musos that look like me. I love seeing musos that sound like me too, you know, and have a similar upbringing through the church, and especially on the world stage. So shout out to those Ross and his brothers.
Just like, someone humble him.
sorry, I've been reluctant to ask you this, but my heart's just telling me to just ask you, because I know you're pretty open with us. And you know, I saw a post that you posted in 2020. It's, you know, it's one of your low lights of your life. Sorry. You know, the highest of highs, where you've played for all these people. You know, played in all these, you know, for these artists, and still, like you said, like the loudest person in the room, you know, has something, you know, going on with him, and like, you don't have to share if you don't want to. We can obviously cut this out, but like, you know, can you speak to us about, you know, that moment in time for you? You know, you're going through your lowlights of your life. You know, can you, you know, share with us a little bit if you're willing to?
I'm always keen to share, because it's a story that, you know, could actually save someone. I mean, when I shared it, I had a few of the brothers reach out and being like, bro, I needed to read this. So I don't mind sharing it. Yeah, so man, that was one of the hardest years. Because I went through back to back tours, and with all that happening, like, I had stuff at home happening too that I was too scared to touch up on. But the more I left it, the heavier it got. But I was still on the road. I know a lot of you guys there, but me and my ex-wife, we split up. She's doing amazing things now, but So then that time when we split up, like I was still on the road. So, and then it wasn't until I got back and then I finally had a break. And then when I finally had a break, like the 3 months that just passed, all that hurt and all that mixed emotions all hit all in one night. And I was just like, what? Like, and then I turned into alcohol and I just didn't know what to do, but I was just like, okay, this pain is a pain that I've never felt. Like, it's not even a physical pain. It's like an emotional pain. And it's, for me, there was so much pain that I needed for it to stop. And the only way I could stop it was committed suicide. So, when I went through, that night, man, it was the darkest night. I remember June 16th, I still remember. I ended up consuming a lot of alcohol. I texted my sister. I was like, I can't do it anymore. I gotta go. She was like, oh, what do you mean? Like, I've had it. Like, I don't wanna be here. Yeah. Then as the night went, I found myself standing in the train station, just the back of my house. So I was standing. I was just waiting for a train to come. And then out of nowhere, this was like 1 or 2 in the morning. These 2 guys in orange jackets just randomly walked in front of me, and then they went to the white box in the train station. And I was just like, these guys couldn't even see that I was standing here, and I was like, what? And they took for ages. And so I left, and then I went down to Rocket Park, and then I tried to, like, I knew I wouldn't kill myself, but I knew I'd hurt myself. So I wanted to jump off on the second level car park, and then just when I was making my way there, the white car rocked up, and it was my brother Jacob and Stan and one of the other boys, Tower. And I told him, how did you guys know I was here? And again, Margaret called me, and then I was like, oh, and then Stan was like, I couldn't sleep. Something I just couldn't sleep because something was heavy in my heart. And then that was with my brother too, because like, why would they still be awake at like 2 in the morning?
2 in the morning, yeah.
And then they took me back home, and then then Stan was just like growling me off, or not growling me off, but just like telling me how important life is. And then like, just to hear like your friends and your brother just like just saying how important you are. Like, what would have happened if you weren't here? And my mum was like, and my mum never slept that night. But I never told her what, I still haven't told her what happened. Because I don't want to put her through that, like, And she'll probably just give me a hiding. But that night, man, it was just when I woke up the next morning, Lingy came. Lingy, and then, so then I set up just outside the garage throughout the day, and then all my friends, close friends and all that came. And I was just like, oh, man, this is what I needed, like, family, friends, and then I just started, sharing my story with other people, but like there was a few people I shared it to, and they just like, oh, you're an idiot for doing that thing. But they was like, but that's part of life, eh? I was like, what? It's supposed to be supporting, but anyways, but I'm glad that I'm here. And then it took me a while to share it. Like, I was like pretty iffy of sharing it, but I'm glad I did, because we need to talk. Like, us brown men need to talk. We're losing too many. And it's only because, I'd rather, like, everyone always says, like, I'd rather be there rather than being at your funeral. Use that quote that everyone is saying, which is true. But I think ever since I started opening up, like, then I saw like a counsellor. Throughout the lockdown, saw him, and I just realized, like, you know what, I actually just need to start talking to people.
Nice.
Just removing everything. But as life goes on, you're still gonna get challenges and obstacle courses, that'll come your way. But as long as you can talk and you have the right support, Yeah. So I had to find that circle.
Yeah.
Had to find that circle. Like I didn't want people to direct me to these people.
who you
Like, I
needed, yeah.
needed to find
The
it
right
myself.
people, eh?
So I found the right people. Then it was just my family.
Mm.
It was just my brothers that I did music with.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't really have to talk. We just had to jam.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like, you know, got closer with some of the younger dudes. You know, we got a band now, the A9 session band.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got Jara, Isaac, Lonnie, Moish, like, you know, just those boys. It's like when we jam, it was just like it's a different feeling.
Yeah.
So yeah, I found my therapy through music.
That's cool, man.
Man, that's cool.
Found my healing through music too.
Yeah, and that's as well. That's the story. Like, and like full credit to you for being able to open your heart, like, and to be so vulnerable. Eh? I think those who have been through things, like, know how hard it is. Number one, to reach out,
Yeah.
and then number two, to share that story. Eh? And actually, it's not like that part's not the story. It's the overcoming.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, make a plan, reach out to the people that you need, and actually move through that season. That's the story, overcoming that, and then being able to sit here tonight and share it with not just our listeners, but more importantly, like the bros that are here, because we experienced like last year, like a few of us were going through this stuff, and we didn't know, because every time we came together, we just have a laugh.
Yeah.
And like we some people probably going through it right now. Like, we still catch up and nothing's changed, but everyone's walk is different, eh?
Yeah.
And it's that 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the middle of the night that hits like different.
Yeah.
And it hits different for everyone. It'll hit you like it did that time, and for someone like us, it could hit in the middle of the day, and we are sitting there thinking of our value, and thinking of how important we are to others, but more importantly, like, well, what am I here, and what am I doing?
And you know what? The other thing that, like, the other side to what Ross is saying too, is so important, because it's really important that we learn to talk as men, but it's also just as important that we learn as friends to reach out. And to not be scared to reach out, you know, and to call your boys out on, if you think like, nah, you're not all good. Like, we need to push through that, you know, the stereotype or the stigma that's soft too, you know, because it really does go both ways, because we can feel, a lot of us can feel isolated and feel like, you know, and not realize that the person, like you just said, was the people that you needed all along had been there the whole time, you know. And so, like, really, really important that we also do that for our friends, more than just you saying something. It's also you as a friend reaching out and checking in, creating spaces where we can catch up and stuff, But I think like that's a cool way to round it too, on that story of, you know, like, it's actually, like Paul said, it's a story of triumph, you know, a story of overcoming, and something that I think resonates well with heaps of us. But yeah, it's just a game, bro. Thank you for being open to sharing that part of you. I'm sure it's a very sacred part of, a sensitive part of, you know, in your journey of your in your own life.
But we don't want to leave with Pandora's box open.
Nah.
How are you now?
Yeah.
Looking
man.
back there, how's
I'm
life
good,
now?
Shy.
It's well.
So you're on that 1-4 vibe.
I've been 1-4 for ages. Ages.
Malo.
Now I'm doing good, man. Just like just knowing who to turn to, when tough times come, and just even like you being the person asking if they're okay, you know, that's therapy for me too. Yeah, like hearing someone else share, and then it's like, that's it, bro. We went through it together, my guy. But yeah, I'm good. Life's good. My heart is very happy. Like, you know,
In a good place.
Good place. Had to reset. That's what I had to do. Had to reset, and then Had to wait for the 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Had
I
to
like
do
that.
a lot of cleaning, bro. I'll tell you that. Had to do a lot of cleaning. A lot of self-care. Had to do a lot of that. Had to put myself first.
Nice.
Yeah. Because over the years, I learned that I was a people pleaser.
True.
Like, I always just wanted people to be happy, but
Yeah.
for...
At your own
yeah,
sake.
at my own sake. But, like, I wasn't happy. So I didn't want to drag them down, so I did everything to make them happy. But then when I put myself first, I got to really see what else, like what life is all about. So, yeah.
I can speak to the not that he's a people pleaser, but every time we've been over to Ross's, he takes care of, and that's anyone. That's his hospitality.
Manakitanga.
That's his, and so if he's looking after himself, then it must be in very good nick and good shape. So, sure for that, bro. Yeah.
Thank you.
Malo, yeah. So, when's the next drink up at your house?
Man, I've actually been...
It's therapy.
I mean,
drink
that's a
up.
therapy.
Nah.
Whenever you're ready. Cover, yeah.
We're cover nights
Change
now.
alcohol to
Cover
cover.
nights. Yeah, man.
Good one. Yeah.
As these guys have already alluded to, your wealth of like your experience, is what we hope for our audience to draw from. Your lived experience, the things that you've gone through, the things that you've been exposed to, and things that you've seen, provides insight for a lot of us, especially those of us who haven't had the chance to see what you've seen and gone through a day. And hopefully, like, I know it's corny as, but hopefully it's one person, at least one, that's able to look at it and take something really valuable away. Like, if it's just that one person, then we're doing something right here. So we've got a whole bowl of cover to get through, Mosul, so we're mindful of time.
But you gotta go.
But again, also from all the YDP faithful, just like to say a big thank you.
Thank you.
All the best for like the next steps in life.
Yeah.
Busy
And-
summer?
Yeah.
It's busy, but a good busy. Yeah.
It's that one love backstage for us.
Yeah.
For my
No, I'm not even like. I'm actually grateful that I'm not playing at One Love. Because I'm not nothing against it. It's just like I think I've done it like the last 67 years straight.
Need someone else.
Yeah. No, it's just like nice to just
Have a break.
like because it's Auckland public holiday. It's just nice to be home
Yeah.
for once on a public holiday.
09.
And I'm set.
Right.
Yeah, on my high and on my neck.
Hey, I like that.
Wanna finish this off?
You wanna finish us off?
What do I say?
Anything.
Up to you, bro. What are your last wise? What are the
Last
wise words?
from
Oh,
Ross
man.
Nansen.
Well, judging by what happened tonight, last words will be: if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, it's unacceptable. Honor people's time. That's it.
As always, like, subscribe, catch us on Facebook, YouTube, all the good stuff, and we'll be back next week, hopefully with also Jeff, wherever he is. If you've seen him, tell him we've been looking for him, alright? Malo.